Gale Force Winds had the privilege to be in conversation with sailors on board HMCS Harry DeWolf while they were deployed in the Caribbean. And welcome to another edition of Gale Force Winds, a Force-8 Hometown edition, right here on board HMCS Harry DeWolf, Canada's newest warship, and I have to tell you, it is an impressive platform. We're off the coast at Turks and Caicos in the beautiful Caribbean Sea, and what a pleasure it is to be in conversation with sailors of the Royal Canadian Navy. So without further ado, Mathieu, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Well, Mathieu Pelletier from Laval, Quebec. Franco, obviously. Joined the Navy like 3 years ago. I did basic training in Saint-Jean, Quebec, and then a small time at the language school to just improve my English. Obviously, like the Navy, it's not a secret. It's all in English. We speak French, some like between us, but essentially is in English. So and after that I was sent for the West Coast for like 2 years for training, and I finished like my training in December. Report to the East Coast in Halifax, and sail for a bit with the HMCS Halifax, and now I'm deployed with Harry DeWolf.
Mathieu, tell me this, where did you grow up in Quebec? Right in Quebec City?
Yeah, no, well, Laval is just essentially north of Montreal. So college and university was downtown Montreal. That's where I had like most of my experience. Even the job that worked before joining the military was essentially in Montreal. So yeah, I worked for like 2 years before joining. Like the process sometimes kind of a bit long for officers. Essentially, like they want to pick the right candidate. Like when you join the military, it's not a joke. So like you need to be aware of what is going on, and you really want to join. Yes, okay, well, they're looking for people all the time, obviously, but sometimes question of security or like, sometimes takes more time.
So Mathieu, Montreal, while there's many wonderful sailors that have come from that incredible city, it's not a real Navy town as such. How did the Navy find you, or how did you find the Navy?
Well, I did the Sea Cadet when I was young. Like I never intend to do like joining the military. Well, my grandfather was a farmer, air crew. Like he was in the Air Force for like 25 years. So that kind of bit part of the family culture. But the Navy itself, why Navy versus Air Force or Army, hard to say. Just the idea of maybe like going like what we're right now, middle of the ocean. Well, right now we're more like in the Caribbean Sea, but still the view is pretty nice. You see many places here. It's kind of like being it's just wonderful.
Mathieu, it's you're right. This is a fantastic location. Was this your first major deployment, this trip?
Yes. Like it's the considering the fact that the training on the West Coast essentially is in the Gulf Island. So around Victoria, go up north to kind of Nanaimo. A bit of Vancouver. That's kind of that area. But yeah, it's my first deployment here on the east side, and I'm looking for more deployment in the near future.
Mathieu, what did it feel like when the line slipped and you were heading out for your first major deployment? How were you feeling?
Well, obviously a little bit anxious, considering the fact that we had a sea trainer on board. Those guys are there to help us to build the team, but we know that emergency will emergency will come like right away. It's kind of like we kind of know what to expect, but the days are passing like super fast. We don't have we have time to sleep, but obviously sometimes you're in your bunk and the general alarms ran and you need to go. Like it's a training, but we train as we fight, so you do your best, and yeah.
And what's your job on board, Mathieu?
It's a naval warfare officer. I used to call Mars. Essentially, is the people are driving the ship. We're giving orders to the people that they have the helm in hand. We're more like looking at all the other systems, and it's an effort of coordinating the ship and what's the mission and making sure that everything is safe. The captain has command of the ship, but the officer watch has charge, so he is responsible for the safety and the safe movement of the ship. And in my case, second officer watch, so I'm there to support as much as possible the main officer watch.
You're learning a lot, I bet, every day.
That's the idea. Like, we'll learn as much as possible. The idea is to get eventually our tickets, our bridge watchkeepers qualification, and when we get that, at one point we do our naval officer professional qualification in OPQ, and that bring us our full qualification for our trade. And after that, well, the many years ahead of us, but we are getting for director level and eventually like promotion and all stuff.
So you've got your eyes on the commanding officer's job right now.
I don't know if I really want to be a commander at one point. It's a hard job. You don't sleep a lot and a lot of responsibility. I like the idea of like being a good advisor to make good recommendation. Well, we'll see. Like, would say maybe 15 years ahead. So I'm kind of person who likes to look maybe 5-6 years and ahead, and after that it's just too far away. So
right.
Well, enjoy the moment and we'll see from there.
That's not a bad way to approach life, in 5-year horizons, and see what's over the horizon. Jerry, what are your thoughts?
Well, you know, we've interviewed a lot of people on this ship today. It's interesting, the role that you're taking on is incredibly important in getting this ship from point A to point B. Frankly, it's a job that I've always been in awe of. When I was very young, I tried it. Wasn't the best on the bridge, so I moved into another role. Yeah. But I can tell you this, that we bring a message to you from all Canadians. We are proud of the work that you're doing here. And Alan and I are here to bring that message to you. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome, sir.
Mathieu, anything you'd like to say to the folks back home?
Well, j'espère que vous avez une aussi belle température qu'ici. Je pense pas, non. Considérant qu'il fait autour de 30-35 degrés dans le milieu des Caraïbes avec Bon, là, il y a un peu de nuages, mais ce matin, il faisait quand même pas mal clair et bref, on en profite. J'ai pas besoin d'aller à Cuba cette année. Je vais avoir pogné tous mes coups de soleil que j'aurais pu imaginer si j'avais été dans le sud. Fait que ouais, bref, j'espère que on se voit bientôt. Je devrais être à Québec pour Québec City autour du début juin. Donc, on va avoir l'occasion de se voir à ce moment-là.
Très bien, très bien. Well, another wonderful edition of Gale Force Winds right here on board HMCS Montreal in the Caribbean Sea, talking to sailors.
Harry DeWolf.
What's that?
HMCS Harry DeWolf.
What did he call it?
In Montreal.
Oh my God.
Montreal is in Europe right now.
He's getting tired.
Oh, and we're a cut, HMC. What? Stop. And another wonderful edition of Gale Force Winds right here on board the HMCS Harry DeWolf off the coast of the Turks and Caicos. And what a pleasure it has been talking to sailors of the Royal Canadian Navy. And I can tell you this, the world needs more HMCS Harry DeWolf, and Canada needs more Mathieu Pelletier. Merci beaucoup, mon ami.
Mathieu, I just want to say, I'm going to forgive my podcast partner. 4 days ago, we were in Crete aboard the HMCS Montreal. But Alan, just to let you know, we are not in Crete now. We are in Turks and Caicos, and this is the HMCS Harry DeWolf.
All right, go get a haircut, Jerry.